People get so upset when they find out I'm trans femme and look like this. And they're like, you're not putting in effort. Homie, I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to... Sorry, do you expect me to have like lashes, extensions, and everything when I'm about to go to snooze land? To dreamland? And the crazy thing about me being trans, I'm not trying to present as anything. I'm literally just here. I'm just like, alive. Is this how I have to... Is this what you guys want?
Hey everybody. Oh my God. I'm so excited today because I have one of my very, very great friends, Tori, here with me today. And we're going to do reactions to maybe about 3 or 4 TikToks that we found because we need to do these not only for, I think, ourselves, but for what we see as the community sort of being taken over by people who aren't like us. And we want to give you a representation. So I don't want to be the only one speaking today. And I want to introduce you to Tori, who I did an interview with. And I hope that you've seen it. And I'll put a link to that on this as well. But hi, Tori. I'm so happy to see you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for having me back. It was so fun the first time. I'm like, I just want to do it again. I just want to go again.
I know. You know, Tori and I have become really good friends, and Tori is very smart. And what I want to do is I want you to see other sides of the trans women's community. And I think giving Tori this opportunity to have this conversation with me about these TikToks, as well as I think really, Tori, I think on some level, bringing you to this space and giving you sort of a place to put yourself out there, it helps not only me, but I think it will help other people see transsexual women like yourself. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, since meeting you and becoming friends with you and being outspoken like I have, I've made a shit ton of enemies, but I've also made a lot of friends, and I've also made a lot of people, which, that tells you that you made it, right?
Totally.
When so many people, you're just hated all the time. And when I was active on Twitter, my thing was another most hated transsexual. And I'm just like, I mean, if you're gonna hate me for whatever, do what you will. It's your choice. But there's a reason you hate me, and like, we got to figure out what that is.
The thing that's so absurd is that I know you. I've spent time with you off of this as well in person, and you're so lovely, and you just have such a beautiful energy, and you care about things, and you're not coming to this with hate at all in your heart. So it just says a lot about those people because they don't care. They don't care.
It does, and I never react to people that hate me in that same way. I either pay it dust because I don't literally have the time. I don't care enough to do that. And like, I it's hard talking to a wall. If they just want to hear themselves speak and how they're always right, I'm like, okay.
Well, I mean, it's like dealing with children. That's how I see a lot of these people. They act so dang immature. I'm like, okay, well, then I'm going to treat you immature. Just so you know.
Quite literally, with my experience working with like kindergartners and stuff, I see a lot of the exact same behaviors in TRAs, in people who are in the trans community that hate me and push back on me simply expressing an opinion that's different than theirs. I'm like, all right, we're just going to switch to teacher mode and respond like I would to a kindergartner because that's how you're behaving. Like,
Right. No, I know. It's exhausting. Everyone out there, it's exhausting what we have to deal with in our own. And that's why I told you I left the trans. I'm not even part of that community. I don't feel in any way any kinship or any. And I think that makes me sad as somebody who transitioned such a long time ago and really valued my relationship with this community. And I lost it. I don't have that relationship. My relationship is with people like you who are, trans people, but at the same time, who aren't just people. And you don't live your life. Everything is about trans.
And it's got to be so sad because you and the tranmas and tranpas of our actual transsexual ones built what I've been able to kind of reap, what you've sown, and with like healthcare and stuff, like what we've gotten to, and now it's just being manipulated and quite literally dismantled before your eyes. And like that's gotta be even more sad because I mean, it makes me sad, and I'm the one that is reaping from what you sow. Like,
yeah, but you see the respect. You have
Yeah.
full respect. And I didn't do all the stuff I did because I needed anybody in this community to say thank you. That was
No.
not my intention. And I think you do know that.
Right.
But for you to acknowledge it, that says a lot, because the people before me also did that for me. And so that we're supposed to be handing off the baton, right?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm handing the baton to you. And
Mhm.
that's how we're supposed to do it, so that we eventually become, we before all this insanity happened, and what we're going to look at here, people liked us. I'm going to tell
Exactly.
you, I've been doing this for 30 years. People did not hate the way they hate today. And
Yeah.
it's sad that I have to sort of say, well, I don't blame them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly. And
I
and
don't.
and I deal with people on a daily basis who are we're not talking politics or whatever, but the bathroom debate will come up or
Yeah,
trans thing will come up, and then the ones that I work with that know I am trans will
yeah,
kind of like start being quiet, and I'll go, no, 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 talk about it, please. Let's talk about it. And they're so shocked that I'm not like turning it away. And
yeah,
I'm like, say whatever you need to say and however you need to say it. And there are so many women that I work with, women,
right,
biological women, that say, I'm just not comfortable with men in my space. And I'm like, I totally get that. And then they turn around, they say, but I would be comfortable with you in my space. And I'm like, yeah, but you know that I'm not biologically like you. And they're
yeah.
like, but we know you and you don't look like a threat. Which leads us into what?
That's right.
Passing.
That's right. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So, as you see, Tori makes a huge effort. It's not easy. I know everything you've gone through to get where you are, and it takes a lot of perseverance going through it, dealing with so many things. So, I acknowledge the work you've put in, and I think actual women do acknowledge you because you have respect. You would never go into a toilet and whip it out and start taking pictures. And what is that? What kind of behavior is that?
Oh, and
That
then they use the trans word, and I'm like, this is the shit. And then our
There you
community is
go.
like, yeah, but you don't know them. They can identify however they want. It's like,
No,
no,
no, no,
no.
no. Sorry, nope. I'm going to push back on that. You can't identify any way you want. That
Amen.
opens a door for insanity.
Which we're
What?
seeing play out.
Right on.
Ugh.
Let's bring up this first one. Tori and I are just like, and by the way, Tori picked these. Don't blame me. I'm throwing it in your lane, my
Yeah,
friend.
thank you.
I don't really know how else to tell you this, but if you saw me dressed like this, walking down the street in my heels, pretend I shaved my beard and I had one of these on my face, you would have no fucking clue, all right? I don't really personally use passing as like my threshold for womanhood. I understand that a lot of trans people want to pass. It's a goal. I respect it deeply. It is not one of mine. It's not how my fluidity functions. I don't live for the validation of other people deciding what they think that my gender passes as. I love my presentation. I don't need your validation from it. I do not receive this. And I would really caution you about policing other people's gender expressions because it's just not your business. If you look at me and you see a man, that's your transphobia that you are projecting onto people like me, and you're just making the world less
It's
safe.
always your transphobia. You're always doing
That's
something
right.
wrong every time. It's always
That's
you
right.
are the one with the problem.
That's right. And you see, literally, you don't get to police other people's, but you're all doing that. You're literally policing the way we are, yet you keep saying the hypocrisy, Tori. What? And also, I want to know, how do you feel about what this person just said about passing?
Oh, I mean, especially looking the way he does. I don't know what.
He,
It
James.
it looks like him. Like,
He goes by James, and he's a biological male.
right.
And I'm sorry, but that's a male to me. I don't even see what are the pronouns.
I don't care what you're wearing, a black mesh suit, whatever bodysuit with satin sage pants, like I don't care what you're wearing. The beard and the chest hair speak by themselves.
There you go.
I mean,
That's right.
putting the mask on, covering up your beard doesn't cover the chest hair when you're wearing a mesh bodysuit. It's mesh. You can see right through it.
But I think he does it on purpose. I mean, if you watch all his videos, they're very pushing towards heteronormative, whatever that is. Like making, here's what I see. I see so much hate towards the rest of the world. This heteronormative, this cisgender, they don't say it in a nice way. They say it in a very angry, very slurry, very disrespectful way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's always everyone else's problem. Everyone else has the problem, always. It's always pushing on someone else. They can't take responsibility ever for anything. Everyone else is wrong. And I don't get that. I'm like, aren't we supposed to be working together to be diverse and inclusive?
You'd think, because that's the words. Those are their buzzwords, right? Inclusivity,
right?
Diversity, equity, inclusion, all of it, but it's not true. So we're just going to show you here. Let's move to the next one.
People get so upset when they find out I'm trans femme and look like this. And they're like, you're not putting in effort. Homie, I'm about to go to bed. I'm about to... Sorry, do you expect me to have like lashes, extensions, and everything when I'm about to go to snooze land? To dreamland? And the crazy thing about me being trans, I'm not trying to present as anything.
Clearly.
I'm literally just here. I'm just like alive. Is this how I have to... Is this what you guys want? It probably is, you I'll be honest, the bigger reason is because TikTok won't let me show most of my femme outfits because I'm a slut. Just leave me alone. Buy me makeup, pretty outfits, and laser if you want me to look different. I don't want to hear about you wanting me to wear makeup. Unless you're a pretty girl, then you can do my makeup. You can always do my makeup.
Ew, the end. Ugh.
Disgusting. Like, why? Why do you have to act like that? And also, if I look, the pronouns are she, they, because here's what I think, okay? I think that a lot of these people who are identifying as trans always have the they because they don't want to do what you did.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because if you are, and if we're sitting here and validating non-binary, people say non-binary is literally like the antithesis of he or she. So how are you both?
That's non-binary. It doesn't make sense.
So you're actually right. So you have to be completely nail on the head right there, because if you are she and they, and we're just throwing that definition out that you so fervently believe in, if you're just throwing that out, it has to be because sometimes they don't feel like they need to be more masculine or feminine. They just want to be a they.
But that just doesn't. Okay, and let's just get to reality here. That makes zero sense. I don't care if you're non-binary. I don't care how you identify. I really don't. But what I do care about is reality. And what I do care about is the fact that you are saying you are trans, which is what we are. And how are Tori and I the same as that person? How? We're not. So why are we in the same space as them? And why are they in this? And then they're totally saying what me and you did is not trans, and that we're heteronormative looking or whatever. They use these terminologies that are to push back on us.
Yeah, or do you want this? Do you want this for me to be? No. We don't care. You should want that for yourself because fucking gender dysphoria dictates that.
That's right.
But if you don't have that, then I guess we just want it for attention. Unless you're a pretty girl, you can do my makeup.
Gross. It's so obvious. He's a dude who has a fetish size and be in the, but that's okay. I have no issues with cross-dressers or transvestites or any of that stuff, but it's not like you and I.
Right. We're not the same. It is its own thing, but it is not what people that literally we get killed about this shit. Yeah, we're just perpetuating it like it's some fun little activity. Like, no, this is life or fucking death, and people don't understand that.
That's right.
At all.
Thank you for saying that. They don't understand, and they're making a mockery of what you and I. This is a lot of work to do this stuff, and we wake up every day and we know who we are. We know where we came from. Tori's very connected to her biology. She understands that. I'm not. It's why I'm friends with you, Tori, because you don't deny. That's transsexualism.
True.
Biology. without our biology, we're not transsexual.
And there's no truth in it because you clearly are born one or the other unless you are intersex. Understand? Unless you're intersex.
But that's a small, tiny, right?
Sure.
That's
But when I say that, people are like, well, what about intersex people? And I'm like, okay,
No.
well, here we are. Intersex people. We love them. Yes.
That's right.
You are one or the other. And if you are saying that you are taking hormones to transition, you're transitioning to be more female or be more male, but you what? Can't change the sex because you're born as one or the other.
Okay, are you ready?
I guess. I guess I'm ready.
I hate you. I hate you for bringing me these in my brain.
They say being trans is hard, and I am a lazy bitch. So here's 3 things that save me time and help me feel more feminine. So first up is this thing. Best 20 bucks I've ever spent in my life. It's such a time saver, and I refuse to use a razor on my face now.
Good for you.
When it comes to makeup, I want you to get your eyeliner and toss it up. You're gonna find one of these wide, thin brushes. Use a little bit of black eyeshadow, or any color for that matter. I don't know if anyone else feels this. I like the way makeup looks, but I do not like putting it on. So I try to keep it as light as possible. This really makes the process a lot faster and a lot easier. As for foundation and all the other shit, who has the time? Is it perfect? No. Does it look feminine? Yeah. There was a third thing, but I forgot what it was. So thank you for watching.
What? There was a third thing, but I forgot what it was. Well, great. Glad that you made a whole tutorial on lazy trans girl thing. Oh my God, this is so offensive. This is so offensive to someone who literally before I had my surgeries, I had to spend hours learning makeup and on makeup so I could just go out of the house and not feel uncomfortable, let alone this person, which I don't know anything about them. I don't know if they started transitioning like last week or younger. I will say they already have a pretty feminine face, regardless of what else is going on. With the colored hair. It's always the colored hair.
It's always the colored hair.
But yeah, no, it's just like, sure, natural beauty is a thing, but when we are biologically one thing trying to be another, makeup's a huge aspect of your transition. And if we're just lazy trans girl tips, fuck you.
I know. I 100% agree with you. And obviously that is affecting you more than me on some level.
Yeah.
Right. But I agree with you. I find it to be, well, at least they're admitting it. They're admitting that they're lazy. Okay. So thank you for at least saying that you're lazy and that it's not something else. You just don't want to do it. You just don't feel, but here's the deal. Okay, then don't do it. But don't you dare come after Tori or people like me and her who are making an effort to pass and start calling us names because we do make an effort. I mean, I just don't understand how this world has become so full of hypocrisy. I don't know. I've never witnessed such a level of gaslighting and hypocrisy.
And you've watched it. Like you've watched the community mutate into this thing now. Like
that's right.
You've watched it. So there's so much for you to like comment on because you have seen it all. I and people after me and even some before me probably haven't seen exactly the amount that you have. And
it's frustrating for me. And it's also discouraging on some level. And it's why I think people need to see that transsexuals, Tori and I, acknowledge our biology, acknowledge our mental disorder, acknowledge why we need to pass, make an effort to walk through the world. And I really want the world to see us, because if they see us and they understand us, they become more compassionate towards you and I. And then they realize those people are not trans. Those people are something else. They've lost the plot. They've lost the plot. The whole point of transitioning is to look like a man or a woman. You're not trans. You are something else. And just admit it. But you see what they've co-opted. Remember when appropriation was like, you can't appropriate people's stuff. You can't. Now they literally appropriated and co-opted what trans is.
What trans is.
Totally.
Oh. Yeah. Oh my God. Okay. See, that's why I can't tell if that person is like a troll or just like a really just hardcore TRA that's just disrespectful. I can't tell.
I know. Now you can't tell which are trolls or TRAs, but to me, TRAs are trolls. So they're kind of in the same family. They're like inbreds.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's that, but I mean, like, I can't tell if they're making fun of trenders, or if they are just a trender themselves and trying to
That's right.
encourage
That's right.
more people and being like, oh, passing isn't important. Like,
that's the message that I got from that person. They're saying, "Oh, don't let people tell you that you have to pass. You don't have to pass at all." And that whole thing, even with James in the first one, saying, "I don't need validation from others." Oh, clearly you do.
Clearly you
because
do. You're on TikTok.
There you go. I'm like, are you insane? You're literally on TikTok saying shit like every hour. Like you post every hour. That to me looks like you need validation.
Yeah. Oh my God. And
Totally.
just like that is so scary, because passing as a cis person, ew, I feel bad for you.
Yeah.
Be loud about your queerness. No, why? What is that? Like, how are you helping anyone? That
No.
people are literally, it's literally a life or death situation, and we're just like, oh, just make it. It's a joke. Everything's a joke. I'm not gonna talk about being bullied as a kid, because I wasn't bullied.
Which is great, because I think it gives another narrative that we need to see. Not all people who were trans or who are trans were bullied as kids.
Right.
And also, you come from a different space. You actually were a straight man, were you not?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I lived as one. Yeah. Whatever that means.
As a straight, right? Whatever that means. But my point for the story here, that you actually had a family and all of that, and lived. You didn't. When you were a young person, did you experiment with your sexuality?
No,
I can't
no,
remember.
no, no, no. I was,
You
it
had
was something that I was not allowed to do or even think about. So I wasn't even allowed to explore my sexuality. I was told that I needed to like women. So I always tried to get a girlfriend, but I always got friend zoned, because I think biological women sensed that I was too much like them, or too feminine.
That's right.
You know, thinking back and like going through that, I think that's what it had to be, because I was the perfect boyfriend, because I knew what a woman wanted, like how a girl wanted to be treated. I saw her as a girl, or another person, rather than what other boys
men
think about. So I experienced that on a whole different level. But I have, since transitioning, I have never experienced bullying so much as I have from the trans community. No one outside the trans community, just the trans community is what I've experienced for bullying. It's so sad.
It is more than absurd. Like, I'm so glad that you're publicly saying that, because I think I want people to hear that. She's not getting bullied from the people that you think were bullying her. She's getting bullied from our own people. What?
People within the trans community that call themselves trans.
They're jealous of you. They're envious of you. They don't like when people pass so well. They hate it, because it's an achievement that takes a lot of work and effort. You know, they do the same with Blair, because she passes so well and she makes a huge effort. They get so mad about it. Like, oh, that's the standard. No, it's your standard. You never told anybody else they had to look this way, ever. And they're not going to make the effort, then that's fine. But they're going to get misgendered. They're going to get all kinds of stuff that they're not prepared to take on. And the reason, well, I can tell you that I wanted to look this way, but I did get bullied as a kid, but the bullying went away. I never get bullied, except for on the internet.
On the internet,
by trans people, which is unbelievable to me. Like, what? So both of us get bullied by we get bullied by our own community. That's just...
Well, I just know the ones that are going to watch this right now are the whole time. They're going to take screenshots of me when I'm not looking great, or when I'm making a silly face, and they'll post it on social media, and they'll pick out every little thing that's wrong with my hair or my makeup. And then this is what they do. This is literally what they do. And I'm like, get a job, get a hobby.
No shit, get a job. Oh no, they don't want jobs. If you watch, they're like, I can't work a 5-hour day.
Yeah, I know.
I've seen them on TikTok doing that. I'm like, oh, no work ethic. Zero work ethic.
They're just on the phones all day. That's why they're doing all this. They have to be so connected to the internet to be able to even think about doing these things to bully others.
Yes. But that's why you got to look at that. Thank you for saying that, because I want so when these screenshots, God forbid, show up, then we know why. Because they're actually trolling you. They're actually harassing you on some level, which says so much about what's going on within our community. We just want to live. Tori and I have to do this because I don't want to be connected to mean, gross people. No wonder we're talking about this. How dare they do that to you, Tori? How dare they? Shame on them.
These same people did it to Blair as well, because I was in the group that Blair was in. So.
Oh, is it a group of trans women?
Uh-huh.
Is it dolls? What you call yourself, dolls? Is it the doll? Yeah, because it's very competitive.
Yeah. I'm not trying to compete with anyone. I'm just trying to live my life and feel great about myself.
You're not.
And be proud, but they are. Yeah.
They are. They are, because you set the standard, friend. You put the bar is the bar is high, and they're pissed that they can't reach that bar. Though they could if they put the same amount of effort in that you and Blair and everybody else that passes like.
Yeah, but I'm privileged. They love to say that too.
Oh God, we should make a list of all the words.
Buzzword list.
You're privileged, you're white, you're cisgender, you know what I mean? Like what?
What does that Christian.
Have to do? Christian. Oh, that's right. Tori's a Christian. And so that's the other thing. And that I live in a Jewish household, which is also a whole other people.
How dare you? How dare you be trans and religious? How dare you have a gender identity or a mental disorder and be religious? How dare you?
That's right. And we're religious here, by the way. So that being, in a sense of it, as you are. But that being said, I like it. Spirituality to me is very important in my life and for my child. My child is growing up with that and with good intentions to the world. I want him to be this person who brings love and happiness and good stuff to the world, and I'm non-binary. He laughs about non-binary. He's like, there's a non-binary kid at school. I'm like, dude, that's not real. He's like, of course.
Because you are living literally in the world. You are not just your gender identity. No. You have more to you. You're a father.
That's right.
You're a content creator. You're a businessman.
It's a bridge, people. This is a bridge for us to be in the world. Yes, transsexuals want to live in the world. We want to work. We want to sit at the table with you. I say it all the time. We want to coexist. That's how you can tell the difference between us and them. They don't want to coexist. Yeah. They do not. They want to call everybody names and be mad at the world. It's quite sad. Hey, everybody, leave comments here, because if you really want, I'll bring Tori can be one of my resident trans woman, which would be totally awesome. And I have a resident lesbian already, so who comes on once a month with me and does lesbian stuff. So it would be really great to bring. And Tori's going to be. Have you started your YouTube channel already?
No, I got to get the stuff figured out here.
Okay, I'll help you. I'll help you. And that being said, I'm really encouraging Tori to start her channel. So when she does that, I would love everybody to follow her if possible. And it'll bring a really great nuance and a great more voices of the transsexual community speaking up. We can show you a different way and show you that we care about you too. We don't hate the world. We want to be part of the world.
Yeah, truly diverse and inclusive.
And that's real diversity. What this fake inclusion? Inclusive, except you.
Except you. But then they'll turn around and say that to us. They're like, well, you're not considering non-binary part of trans. It's like, no.
It's not. It's just not.
It's its own thing.
That's right. Non-binary. Transsexual. What? My God, people are losing it. I swear to God, they need to go back to school. The school is a joke. They don't even know what bi means.
Oh my God. Oh, that's another topic. Oh my God.
We're going to do the next. So the next one, we're going to do a topic on teachers and kids and trans and queer teachers and all of that, because we need to talk about that. That is actually getting completely out of control.
There's plenty of content everybody. On that.
Yeah, leave Tori beautiful love, because I love her and she's my family, and I want you to all know that we care about everybody out there. And is there anything you want to say before we go, Tori?
Yeah, not specifically, no. Just thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate your time and listening to us just go back and forth. This is like a normal conversation on the phone. We'll keep on talking.
It totally is.
Going.
It's literally us on the phone. It's hilarious, but I think people will appreciate the conversation. So thanks again, everybody, for joining me. I do appreciate you so much. You know, if you can like this and subscribe and send this to somebody who might need it, I would really very much appreciate that. And remember, leave Tori beautiful love because she's an awesome person. And if you find any of someone taking screenshots, send them to us because we're going to have a conversation.
Oh,
And
I
with that,
will.
I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys all on Wednesday. And thanks for joining us.
Bye.